how we define our reality is how we are going to experience our reality. Everything is energy, and that is all there is to it. Everything is energy. The human ocular system, human eyesight, literally only can perceive 1% of the entire visible light spectrum. 1%. All is energy. Everything is energy. And how we define our reality is how we are going to experience our reality. If you are trying to define your reality through the 1% of information that is transmitted to you by your very limited human ocular apparatus, well, your reality is 1% of what is actual. Here at the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for compassion and strength and gnosis, we see beyond the 1%. We understand that all is energy. Let me put this into perspective. If you were to take a tape measure, okay, and this is, we're going into the fifth dimension now, okay, folks? I'm leveraging the thought processes of the fifth dimension, which is imagination and visualization, even though I can't pronounce it. Okay, if you were to take a magic fifth dimensional tape measure and stretch it across the entire width of Australia, the human, and this is actually conterminous with the actual total light spectrum does exist. Humans would only be able to perceive about 2 inches of that, however long, wide Australia is. Just trust me on this one. But everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is not your little dharma. This is physics. This is energy, because our energetic frequency is naturally joyful and expansive. But as soon as we start worrying about, well, here, let me show you. Let me share with you, dear esteemed viewer, where I'm going with all this. Thank you for your patience. Please hit that subscribe button and keep your energies high for Christ's sake. Now, I want to take the time and I want to be respectful with my viewpoint on this, because I do appreciate, and this is a video that I posted, it's been posted on YouTube, and then I posted it here on BitChute. That video, what was it called? Ascension Process is the sole purpose for life on Cosmos. Jesus did not die for your sin. But anyway, a comment was made by Dharma. I like your videos, but I think it's important to realize that space is fake. There is no evidence that supports NASA's claims of a galaxy or a spinning ball Earth. When you talk about planets and galaxies, you are supporting a satanic narrative from NASA and Freemasons. Okay, well, that's one way to look at it. But as I replied, it is ultimately of no consequence to my divine truth matrix. And I was a little dramatic, so let it be written, so let it be done. You know, I'm a child at heart. And they replied, nonsense. But, you know, it is ultimately of no consequence to my divine truth matrix, because to even begin to entertain this perspective from Dharma, it begins to lower my energies. And I'm sure that's their intent. That is the intent of any negative naysayer, to come along and try to inject a viewpoint such as that. It is ultimately of no consequence to my energetic signature whether the planets, whether space is real. Because I know my gnosis, which is based upon my experience, I know that the five senses, I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I've experienced it. I've seen things, experienced things that transcend what the five senses report to me. And the eyes in particular report to me only 1% of the entire energetic spectrum of how it's viewed through. Oh, I just got a real-time comment, it looks like here. Let's see, this is interesting. Could this be a negative, positive? It's all good. Nonsense. Grumpy Gardener, I came to the same general conclusion. This is a message that is very difficult to share with others. Trying to do so generally. Oh, I'm not sharing anymore. But anyway, I'm reading. Here, am I sharing? Real-time comments, folks. Real-time philosophizing going on here. So anyway, here we go. So someone just replied, man, I came to this same general conclusion several years ago. This is a message that is very difficult to share with others. Trying to do so generally only results in triggering that person and putting them into a state that makes it impossible to explain the obvious. In my opinion, this idea in the modern Western age started with Paul, the first Antichrist, self-appointed apostle. I believe that Saul and then Paul was in direct opposition to Jesus, both before and after crucifixion. He created a religion out of Christianity and corrupted its underlying teachings just enough to turn it into worship instead of understanding. I believe he did this willfully and as part of an antichrist plan. This idea makes me very unpopular, however, it explains the base level corruption in the whole organized Christian religion. First of your videos I have seen, I will check out some others. Cheers. Yes, there we go. But that's part of speaking your truth, is you will encounter opposition, and the ultimately, and I've been making videos, and I've been making videos now since pretty much since October of 2021, and and my message and my truth has whatever, it's been consistent, I believe, because it's been from my heart. I've learned different aspects of presenting that truth, but no matter how you cut it, I have ran into consistently opposition. And this is where I was going with that thought. There's always opposition. There's always going to be people coming at you with different viewpoints, different perspectives, and I have learned to elevate from looking at these people or comments, not taking them personal, but rather as energy sequence, energy signatures. And some people are trapped within certain frequencies. And that is why you hear me over and over again talk about harmonic universe number 1, harmonic universe number 2, the dimensions, the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. When you begin to understand that all is energy and that these are frequencies, and people are trapped, are caught within certain frequencies, and it's all thoughts. If you have it in your head, what you've been taught ever since you were a child or looked at, and you've never experienced and gone beyond these frequencies to create your own new elevated energy signatures, and then so my message is, in this aspect, when you begin to look at everything as energy, when you begin to, in fact, Nikola Tesla has a quote, when we begin, when scientists begin to study, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of existence. Because ultimately, let me just wrap this up. How we define our reality is how we're going to experience our reality. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Now, of course, hit that subscribe button because that's part of the. There's something to that. There's something to that. Namaste. Namaskaram.